Yo, what's up, guys? In this video, I got my sister, Stephanie. We're on a family vacation. She's never bet on sports before, not once in her life. And the goal of this video is sitting down during lunch to try to make her $3,000 sports betting off of sign-up bonuses. You know what sign-up bonuses are?
No.
They're basically like
Levi?
the sports books. Levi. The sports books want you to sign up for their book. Like FanDuel wants you on FanDuel, not DraftKings, so they give you free money if you sign up. So I'm gonna make you a lot of money today.
Cool.
Do you know what arbitrage is?
I know what arbitrage is because
I talked about it.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Where you
Let's
put
get into it.
Multiple bets.
Yeah.
out.
Okay, so the first book we're gonna sign up for is DraftKings. You've heard of DraftKings or no?
Yeah, I've heard of DraftKings.
Okay. DraftKings is everywhere. So what does it say, the new bonus offer? What do they claim to give you when you sign up?
New customers get $300 in bonus bets. If you place your bet of $5 and it wins $3 or more, you get $300 in bonus bets.
What does that sound good? Like why haven't you signed up for DraftKings given I bet on sports? Like why did you personally, is it not attractive? Is it not enough money?
No, it just doesn't sound real. It sounds fake.
It sounds like a scam.
Yeah, I don't know how to do it either.
Okay.
I mean, I could figure out how to sign up. I just
Right.
probably wouldn't place a $5 winning bet.
Right. So if you want to bet, so they say they give you your $300 if your first bet wins. So you want your first bet to be bet on a favored team or an underdog?
Favored.
Exactly. You want to bet on a big favorite because then you're basically guaranteed to get the 300 if you take something that's really likely to win. But anyways, what we're going to do is we're going to put in maybe $1,200 into DraftKings. We're going to track everything. We're going to do all these sign-up bonuses. So I think we're going to use $6,000 total, and I'm guaranteeing you by the end of the night, it's going to be, or maybe not because the NBA is tomorrow, you're going to have $9,000. So you're going to make at least $3,000 profit. Do you believe me?
No.
You don't believe me. Okay, well, we're going to do it anyways. So what we're going to do is we're going to sign up for each of these books. We're going to put in money. We're going to do the sign-up bonuses. We'll go through everything, all these books, all the offers, why we're betting on specific things. And literally, I'm going to show you that my sister, who doesn't really care about sports, definitely does not care about sports betting, is going to be able to take her accounts and turn 6 Gs into 9 Gs in one day. Let's get into it. So we signed up for DraftKings, put in $1,200. FanDuel put in $800. Honestly, these books, they're taking forever to sign up for. We're doing BetMGM. A little bit long. I mean, we got a lot of bucks to go. We're doing BetMGM, put in $2.5K.
BetMGM thinks I'm a Mr.
No, Miss Stephanie Monahan.
Yeah.
Make sure it's correct. Mrs. But regardless, put in $2,500. So we're gonna put in all the money. Okay, it's gonna take way too long to do book by book. And then we'll kind of go through the bets after that and the sign-up bonuses and the total amount deposited. Okay, so we deposited 7.85K total, 500 into Crab, all these random sports books you can kind of see right here, whatever. BetMGM, let me narrow that a bit. We got 2,500 on BetMGM. We got 1,200 on DraftKings. Let's skip over that. We have 3,200 on FanDuel. This Crab Sportsbook, we have 500. Then there's Novig. Novig doesn't have a website, but how much is in your account on Novig, Stephanie? They actually have a 10% purchase match, and they give you $5 for free. Like, if you sign up, I think we put in $450, and they give us, how much does that say?
$505.
So you get $55 for free. I mean, we tried to do $1,000 because they have an 100% deposit match. Or sorry, a 10% deposit match up to $100. So we would have had 1,005 for only depositing 900. But they kept rejecting it, so whatever. We just did, putting in 450 to get 500, 10% off. Anyways, this is what we have set up so far. Okay, what book do you want to start out on? What book do you want to attack? All these books have different sign-up bonuses, so this is where your biggest bet is going to be. BetMGM Sportsbook. They have a $1,500 paid back in bonus bets bet. So what this means is we want to place our first bet for $1,500. You want to. Because if you lose, they give you your money back. So if you accidentally only place your first bet for $200, you get screwed. You want to bet it for the full amount, the $1,500. And then FanDuel and DraftKings are basically the same. We need to find a big favorite, bet $5, and if your bet wins, you get $300 on DraftKings, so we want to bet on a big favorite like we talked about. And then FanDuel is basically the same, except a little lower. DraftKings is kind of one-upping them. What book?
Let's start with DraftKings.
Okay, we're going to start out on DraftKings. So we got to find a bet for $5. Okay, so we're starting out on DraftKings. My sister has the same settings as me. Again, you want to pick a big favorite. So you see this right here? Minus 1,400 means the guy's going to win 14 out of 15 times. And you see how DraftKings is offering better odds than most of these other books.
Mm-hmm.
So just click the bet button. It should take you to DraftKings. Hit 5, put 5 in there. Yeah. That's it. Perfect. Do recheck location. Did it take it?
Click place bet.
Click place bet.
35 cents.
Yeah, exactly. So we're betting 5 to win 35, but all we care about, we don't care about how much we're winning here. We care about fucking $300 they're going to give us. That's all we care about.
Right.
So then what we're going to do is let's go here. And what let's do next is the FanDuel one and the BetMGM one. So the BetMGM, okay. The BetMGM one, so go here to the arbitrage tool on OddsJam, click refresh. Hit that refresh button. So this is what we're going to play. So just click into it. Right. Now go to this calculator. So basically what this is, right, this is called an arbitrage bet. And it's going to work for the sign-up bonuses too. Is because these two sports books, if you click in, because FanDuel and BetMGM, both of them are setting their own odds. All these books, they want to be unique. They set their own odds, whatever. Because these two books have such different odds, FanDuel has the under only at plus 162, MGM is plus 210. They're so different. We can bet the over here, the under here, and guarantee a profit. But on top of that, this is a favored outcome, right? And if we win our first bet on FanDuel, they're going to give us an extra $200. This is an underdog outcome, but if we lose our $1,500 bet, they give us our money back.
Okay.
So, for BetMGM, again, you want to bet the max because again, did it go away? Damn it. No, it's still there. Again, you want to bet the maximum because, if you only put $100 on this, they were giving you a $1,500 risk-free bet. You lose, you get $1,500 back. You're only going to get $100 back if you put it down for $100, and then the promo's gone. It's not like you can play $100 on a bunch of different wagers. It all has to go on one. So basically, you just pull up this calculator. It tells you how much to bet on each book, right? So $1,500 here on FanDuel, we can round this down to I don't know, maybe $3,000 or something. But what you can do is just click the little bet button on BetMGM. Make sure it works.
Okay.
And it should take you there. Okay?
Okay.
Now, scroll down here. on parlay, click X on the first one. We just want the under 55 half. Put 1,500 in.
Okay.
Go to promotions real quick. I just want to make sure you don't have to like opt in to the promo.
Where? Oh.
The promotions tab. Right? So click more info. Choose a bet. Apply your no sweat token on your bet slip. Okay. Keep scrolling. Does it say anything else?
Terms.
Get 5x bonus bets. If in case. What the heck are they talking about? Anyways. Get 5x bonus bets if your bet is 1,500 or more. Scroll up again. Anyways, go to bet now again. Hit that bet now button. Let's see if this works. Is there a token?
Like add promo?
Add promo. Yep, apply.
Then.
Now does it look... Yep, perfect. Place that shit. Fuck yes. Bam. So now go back here to the arb tool. Pull up the calculator again. What was it? So we bet $1,500 on BetMGM. If we lose, we get our money back. And then on FanDuel, we want to bet... Just bet 3K. Just round it. We can round the calculator. Like, it gets a little funky because these are sign-up bonuses. So if you put 1,500 in, that's what we bet on BetMGM. So if we were just placing this as like a regular arbitrage bet, here. If you were just placing this as a regular arbitrage bet, right, we would want to follow this exactly. Maybe round to 31.25, and then we'd make exactly $25 risk-free or $24.59. So this calculator basically says, okay, because these two books are so out of sync, here's the exact amount you should bet. So regardless of what happens, you're going to make this exact same amount of money, not a cent more, not a cent less. If you round this, you don't sketch out the sports books as much. It's a round number, 31.25. And like, you know, depending on who wins or which of these bets wins, because always one will win and one will lose, you may make 25 or 24, like slightly different.
Okay.
But anyways, regardless, click on this bet button on FanDuel and then bet it for, how much money do we have in FanDuel again? Perfect.
Bet 3,200.
Or no. Just bet 3,100.
Right here?
Yeah, 3,100.
Okay.
Fuck.
What?
No. They're telling you your max wager is 1537.50. But that's fine. Just bet it for 1537.50.
Okay, why is it telling me that?
Because they're assholes. So they just limited her on her first bet on FanDuel on a minus 200 bet, fucking $1,500. They know she's a Monahan. They know she's a Monahan. They know she's smart. So hit the bet button.
This one?
Yeah, just click place
Right.
wager. Hit OK.
Fun.
It's just making you round down to 1537.
Oh.
So that's a little annoying, but again, the way this BetMGM bet works is it doesn't really matter, right? Like we're kind of free rolling because if we lose, we get the money back.
Okay.
So let's go back to Odds Jam. Let me see if there's anything else worth betting. We haven't done a Novig yet. However, there's a beautiful arbitrage bet. You know what arbitrage is? You remember that word? There's a nice So check out this first one on Obi Toppin, right? You see it? How much money were we able to get into Novig again?
505.
Okay.
Also, is this supposed to be recording?
No. It's fine. It's it's linked to my computer.
Okay.
So go to Novig on your phone and go to the Pacers game. I'll show you how to do it. Hit the home button. Scroll over to NBA right at the top, like here.
Oh.
NBA.
Yeah.
Click on the Pacers game.
This one?
Yep. Then scroll here to combos till you get to combos. Combos, hit that. Points plus rebounds plus assists. Scroll till you see a guy named Obi Toppin. Yeah, you passed him. Up, sorry. So this, hit the plus 106. So, it looks like they moved it a bit. So this is like, this Novig site is a peer-to-peer betting site. How much? So basically, like, you're betting against other people. So what you want to do is bet a total of, what is 40? Bet 46.75 plus 128. Just bet 150 on it. Let's keep the math simple. Bet 150 on it.
Okay.
So plus 106 means perfect. That's fine. Accept odds change. Hit yes. Okay, perfect.
Place order.
Yep, perfect. So you got it locked in. She's got her first Novig bet locked in. So then what I'm going to do is, this is an arbitrage bet, right? So you just bet the under for $150 on Novig.
Okay.
So this calculator tells you, hey, go to BetMGM, bet the over for 153.75. Let me pull this calculator here up on my screen. So again, it adjusted to plus 105. She bet this for 150. So what this calculator tells you is go to BetMGM.
On my phone or on the thing?
Yeah, well, just click out of this. So here we're getting his over and his under at plus money. So click that little bet button. And we're going to round what the calculator said. The calculator said 153.75. We don't want to sketch out the sportsbook. Go down, remove that first leg of your parlay.
This one?
Yep. And then just bet this for 155. Regardless of what happens.
Place bet.
Yeah. Fuck yes! So regardless of what happens, you're going to be making money. So we bet Obi Toppin's over. So we bet his over, right, at plus 100. So we're betting 155 to win 155. How much did we bet his under for?
150.
So we bet his under for 150. So if he goes over, we're winning 150 on BetMGM. We're 155 on BetMGM. We're losing 150 on Novig. We make 5. On the other hand, if he goes under, we lose 155 here. How much do we make there? It was 150 times, go to portfolio. Portfolio is the same as your bets. So you're betting 150 to win 307.96, but that 307.96 includes the 150 stake you bet. So basically, it's 157.96. So if he goes under, we lose 155 here on BetMGM, which is what you just bet. And you're going to win. So you lose the 155 here. You win 157.96 here. So you're up 296. So it doesn't fucking matter if he goes over or under. That's arbitrage. And granted, it's not a ton of money, but this game is tomorrow. And it obviously took you 2 seconds to do. And now you're locked in a room arbitrage betting, and we're not leaving for the rest of the night. We're not getting dinner. Yo, there's a ton of arbs. Fuck, man.
But we can get dinner.
What?
But we can get dinner.
Maybe, but there's good bets right now. We'll wait till all the games start, which is around 11 p.m., and then we can go get dinner. And we'll be rich. We'll have all this money. Yo, you see? Here's an arbitrage bet. Right? Here's an arbitrage bet. How much money you got in FanDuel? You gotta move quicker. If you're moving this slow, we're gonna miss all the arbitrage bets.
3,200.
You got 32. Wait, what? Wait, refresh it. I thought you placed the bet on the Thunder.
I thought I did too.
Refresh the tab.
Oh.
Now it says 1663. Let's see if that arb moved. So sometimes these really good arbitrage bets, they don't last very long. But this one on FanDuel, you see it's still here. Go back. Wait, go to this arbitrage tool. Right. So pull up the calculator. Okay. Go to FanDuel, put in 420, see if they take it. Wait, you got to click the bet button. Go back there. So you see that little bet button under the FanDuel?
Add to the bet tracker?
No. Wait, second. I can't bet for you. Not on video. So let's go here and let's go here. Did these assholes move it? No, it's here. Right? So click that button. Just click it. Type in 420 and see what they say. Don't bet it yet. Okay? Now go back to OddsJam. Click the under on DraftKings. Pull up the calculator. Fuck, it logged you out. You're gonna have to... Okay. It's fine. Don't risk it. Anyways, whatever. We'll place a bunch more, but I'm gonna pause the video for now. Alright. So we logged back into our DraftKings. How much money your brother just make you?
Is it filming?
Yeah, go back. How much money did we just make?
Sorry, I'm nowhere.
Well, we just want to go back to OddsJam. That's Chrome.
1140.
Clicking a few buttons. So, basically, right when this game ends, right, the game starts at about 10 p.m., so it'll end around midnight Eastern. One of these bets will win, one loses, right? DraftKings only let us bet. They limited us to 576.69. Even on a brand new account, they only gave her 576.69 max. So we bet 490 on FanDuel, rounded this down. And again, you can go through the math yourself if you want to. If Marquez goes over or under, 1140 risk free. By the time we're back from dinner, back from the bar, we'll be 1140 richer. That pays for 2 drinks here. In this shit ass part of Maryland, that may pay for 3 drinks. But so this we hit. Anyways, we got a lot more bets to hit. So I'll do a recap here in a bit. Peace.
I'm rich.
Yeah.
I don't think it's recording.
Yo, so we just signed up for this sportsbook that you can see it on the screen here. It's only available in Maryland. It's called Crab Sports. And the way that their promo works is your first bet, this is what you just bet. Your first bet, you have an 100% profit boost, double your profits up to $500 if your first bet wins, but they cap it at $500. So what did we bet on? Who did we bet on?
We bet on the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yes. Do you know who the Thunder are?
NBA.
Correct. Have you ever been to Oklahoma City?
No.
Yeah, but
The finals.
do you know anything about them?
They're playing the Pacers.
The Pacers. Not the Packers, the Pacers, but yes. So basically,
finals.
Right. Instead of getting plus 275, because you bet $500 on this, instead of getting plus 275, you're getting plus 375, right?
Right.
Because they give you an additional plus 100. They give you an additional $500 if your bet wins, but they cap it. So you could have, if you wanted to, we could have arbitrage bet this because we're actually getting plus 375 with the sign-up bonus. We could have arbitrage bet this against BetMGM. I mean, we still could, but I know you want to go to dinner, and we can do more betting later. But if we go here, so we're getting plus 375. We could have arbitrage bet this on BetMGM. Again, you have no limits, fresh account for $133 risk-free profit. If you just bet on, I mean, you'd have to hedge, and we'd have to bet on the Pacers on the opposite side of the spread for $17.41, maybe round it, but whatever. Crab Sports sign-up bonus, that's what we did. Easy to use. Just find a bet that's plus EV above plus 100 because they cap it. But again, like, I assume not really anybody has access to the sportsbook because it's only available in Maryland. But anyways.
Dinner's on me.
Yo, what's up, guys? So apparently the DraftKings sign-up bonus, there is a minimum odds requirement. So they didn't make that super clear, to be honest. So the minus 1,400 tennis bet didn't qualify. The max you can go to is minus 500. So I just found you still want to go with a big favorite, but again, you can't have that big of a favorite. So we took the Mets team total under 9.5 runs against the Rockies, which was a pretty good play. So we locked in that. And then hit some arbitrage bets, right? We hit a ton of arbitrage bets. And again, this play on Charlie Morton, for example, it's only making $8 risk-free profit. But I think within 1 hour on her fresh accounts with no limits, we were able to hit like 25 arbitrage bets, each of them making $5, $3, $10, kind of different amounts, but they're all free money. The second the game ends, you get your money back, right? But plus a profit. So this is daily compounding, and that's really the power of arbitrage betting. So we were able to slam a ton of arbitrage bets. And then again, like, I obviously wanted to keep this video to risk-free profit, with the point of it being anybody can get their sister and get their mom, get their dad $5,000 profit sports betting off of these sign-up bonuses. It's not super hard. But again, like, I don't know. It requires more capital, right? We'd have to put more money in our BetMGM account to kind of arbitrage bet that crab sports play. On the Thunder, we could just arbitrage bet it, turn the $500, profit boost, whatever it was, into $133 risk-free profit if I hedged on BetMGM. But honestly, whatever. We're just going to leave it, let it ride. We could have arbitrage bet it, but then it would have had to be, I would have had to get her to put another $2,000 into MGM, which would have been a hassle. And then I also showed her like these daily promos. So we went through, FanDuel has a couple like 30% MLB profit boost today. Both of these could have been arbitrage bet, right? So you could, if she wanted to. I asked her, she said, nah, just let it ride. It's easier and takes less time. So like this play on the Red Sox game with the 30% boost, we could have arbitrage bet it for like $2 or $3 profit, but whatever, we're just letting it ride. So tons of arbitrage bets. I mean, there's still so many sports books to sign up for in Maryland. I don't know if she's going to be down. I don't know if she's going to be interested in signing up because we've only gotten like 25% of the books signed up for. There's Bet365, Fanatics. All these books have sign-up bonuses, but we'll see. So we're going to play some arbitrage bets today, see how the Thunder game goes, where the profit's at, and then kind of go from there. So I just got back from watching Game 2 of Pacers Thunder, the NBA Finals, with my sister, and there were countless arbitrage bets. I mean, massive line discrepancies, first half, first quarter, first total. So we were able to rack up over $2,000 risk-free profit just arbitrage betting that game. So I'll give you a simple example. Is you can see right here at one point in the game in the third quarter at a timeout break, the Thunder over 114.5 team total. This bet was minus 370 on DraftKings. FanDuel, super different at minus 1,200. So these two books were so out of sync. You could bet the over on DraftKings, under on FanDuel to guarantee a profit, which is exactly what I did. 174.26 risk-free profit. Pretty insane. And I mean, again, there were tons of arbitrage bets on this game. Basketball is probably the best sport for live arbitrage betting. I especially like to look at stoppage, timeout breaks, halftime, stuff like that. And we were able to hit, I mean, clicking a few buttons, literally at one timeout break, we look up from the TV, check odds jam, lock in a couple bets. The second the game ended, like 45 minutes later, she was 174.26 richer. So just absolutely ridiculous arbitrage bets in that game. However, on BetMGM, you may remember we bet on the Thunder team total, like an alternate under. That play lost, and we bet $1,500 on it, but it was a risk-free bet. Right? So the way that BetMGM works, the way that their sign-up bonus works, is you place a bet. If your first bet loses, you get up to $1,500 back in bonus bets. And they split this up into $300 bonus bets. So you get 5 $300 bonus bets if you place your first bet for $1,500 and lose. So we lost the first bet. So basically what I did with my sisters, we just pulled up the OddsJam positive EV tool found some line discrepancies and locked in some plus EV parlays. So for example, you can see in the Blue Jays game, over 10 runs, MGM was offering plus 200. Kind of all the other sports books had this priced around, plus 175. So really good value on MGM. This was a bet with an edge. So we parlayed it with another plus EV bet and just kind of threw all the bonus bets on different, basically different combinations of plus EV parlays. So the way that these bonus bets work is you don't get back your stake, right? Like, you do not get back the $300. So for example, if I place a bonus bet with cash on a play that's plus 100 and my bet wins, I get back $600 total, right? I bet 300. So if my bet wins, I get back my stake of $300 plus $300 in profit. So I'm turning 300 into 600. The way that bonus bets work is they're worse than cash because you don't get back the stake. So if you place a bonus bet at plus 100 for $300 and you win, you don't get back 600, you don't get back the bonus bet, you don't get back the stake, you only get back the profit. So if you win a bet at plus 100, you're basically taking a $300 bonus bet and turning it into $300 in cash, which is not good. Long story short, I've done videos on this. When you have bonus bets, you want to place them on underdogs. And kind of the best way to do that, in my opinion, is you just find different plus EV plays. You parlay them together. If both bets in your parlay are plus EV, then your parlay is going to be plus EV. So I just went to the OddsJam positive EV tool. I had my sister pick some random bets, maybe based off of team colors or whatever. And then we just ran 5 different iterations for the $300 in bonus bets. So really good, amazing game to be live arbitrage betting was Pacers Thunder. But regardless, we'll see how these bonus bets turn out tomorrow night. And then I'll kind of recap after these bonus bets settle how much total profit is there so far in the account, and we can kind of go from there. So I said at the start of the video, it was only going to be 3-hour sports betting. I way underestimated. We probably spent 20 to 25 hours on this family trip, signing up for sports books, depositing, withdrawing. I mean, all this stuff takes time. Also, I gave examples like during game 2 of Thunder versus Pacers, we placed a bunch of live arbitrage bets. Like I gave that example of $174 risk-free profit between FanDuel and DraftKings on an arbitrage opportunity. So obviously, it's hard to put an exact amount of time on how much time were you sports betting versus watching sports. But I'd say during this week-long family trip, probably spent about 20 to 25 hours gambling, talking about gambling, placing bets, looking at OddsJam. And, I mean, obviously it would be impossible to film all of that and put it in a YouTube video. It would be like 25, 30 hours. And once you include the edits and the recaps, I mean, it's just not possible. So let's kind of start recapping things. So on Crab Sports, we just ended up down $500, right? Like I placed the first bet for the sign-up bonus on the Thunder minus 18.5. It looked really good. It looked like that bet was going to win, but the Thunder only won by 15. It lost. So we just ended up down $500 on Crab Sports. I could have, we could have deposited more money, tried to run it up, get back some of the loss with arbitrage betting. But honestly, there's literally like 25 sports books in Maryland. We already spent 25 hours betting and we're here for a vacation, so that didn't happen. But anyways, we ended up signing up for BetRivers. BetRivers is a sportsbook available in a bunch of states. Similar to BetMGM, they have an insured bet sign-up bonus, $500. BetMGM was $1,500. On BetRivers, it was $500. So you place your first bet for $500. If you lose, you get your money back in bonus bets. The exact same thing as BetMGM. So you can see her account right here, Stephanie Monahan, 93. That would be my sister. And she ended up $1,800 in the green. So you can kind of see that right here. Win-loss is 1809.65. So down 500 on Crab Sports. We just lost the initial bet of $500. Didn't play it again. So again, I'm kind of going to tally everything and just show you how, I mean, granted, I'm her brother. I obviously have some understanding of sports betting, how to do these sign-up bonuses, arbitrage betting, but I'm going to show you in literally just a week how much profit we were able to run up on her accounts. Granted, we did put in a fair amount of money. If you consider all the money deposited into these different sports books, it probably ended up being around $15,000 total, maybe even a little more. Obviously, you don't need that much money to make money off of sports books. However, it is helpful if you're signing up for 20 sports books at once, 15 sports books, if you want to maximize the sign-up bonuses, that you have some capital. Or if you don't have a ton of money, if you only have $2,000 to put towards sports betting, maybe only do a couple sports books, their sign-up bonuses, withdraw the money, sign up for some others, and that's a good way to build your bankroll. That's honestly how I did it initially. When I started sports betting, I only had a $5,000 bankroll. I didn't sign up for every sports book at the exact same time. I would do a sign-up bonus, a deposit match, maximize that promo, withdraw some money, put it into a different sports book. So I'm going to run through all the numbers now, kind of recap everything. Again, it would have been awesome. Maybe I'll do that on stream, on a live stream sometime, is just take a new sports bettor and literally just sit there in a room with them 5 hours a day, hammer out bets, and kind of show the entire process. But again, as you probably saw earlier in the video, it maybe gets a little bit boring. But regardless, we're going to recap everything. And what I wanted to mention is there really were no risk strategies, right? I said on FanDuel, and for some of the sign-up bonuses, there's a little bit of risk involved, but this is basically all sign-up bonus maximization and arbitrage betting, risk-free profit. So I would say, anybody can do this, right? Like, I'm taking my sister who doesn't care about sports, she doesn't care about gambling, and making her, we'll see what the numbers end up adding up to, but I mean thousands and thousands of dollars in net profit, which she can withdraw and do God knows what she's going to do with it. But regardless, she can enjoy it. And the point is if you have the right coach, the right tutor, even if someone has no interest in sports betting long term, like I'm very confident once we get back to Virginia, my sister will probably never open up a sports book again or care. But she's still going to be able to walk away with a fair amount of money. And with risk-free betting strategies, right? Like anybody can do this. This is arbitrage betting, which yields risk-free profits and sign-up bonus conversion. I said, there were some very small promos on FanDuel, profit boost, stuff like that, where I didn't end up arbitrage betting it. But in general, this is completely risk-free profit just from doing the sign-up bonuses in a mathematically optimal way and then slamming massive arbitrage bets with, on a bunch of different sports books, because again, Maryland is a pretty good state for online sports betting. There's tons of bookmakers available, which is obviously a huge plus. So it's the last day of the family trip, so it's been like 4 or 5 days since we started setting up her account, and who knows if these accounts will be used once we get back to Virginia, but the total net profit so far, so by the time we leave Maryland, these are the final numbers. There's not going to be any more bets at least placed on this trip, is 4.9K approximately total, 1.1K on DraftKings, 557 on FanDuel. You can see the other books below. So again, anybody can do this. All of this profit, basically, aside from a few small promos, was just from sign-up bonuses, converting sign-up bonuses. All of these books are handing out free money because they all need new customers. I've actually made a YouTube video on how if you traveled to every single state in the US and you completed every sportsbook's sign-up bonus in a mathematically optimal way, you could make $18,000 risk-free. And then from arbitrage betting. Arbitrage, again, when two books, all these books want to be unique, they all set their own odds. Arbitrage is just when two sports books have such different odds, you can play equal and opposite outcomes, to guarantee a risk-free profit. And we went through some examples earlier. So even my sister, with the help of me, her wonderful brother, was able to pool 4.9K. You know, if you have any questions, comment them below. Also, if you enjoy this type of content, you know, maybe I'll do the same video with my mom on live stream, or my dad, or I don't know. We can figure it out. But regardless, appreciate everyone who watched this video. Hopefully you learned something from it. And yeah, 4.9K, not bad. So have a great rest of your day.